All right. I've already been at the police station talking to everybody. So you guys are my fourth presentation at 8 a.m. What I'm going to start passing around, because I'm only going to take a few moments of your time, is just some personal info. And I can send you guys emails with a couple of videos that are going to dive in a little deeper. It also has an application attached to it if you want to move forward. If not, you just throw it in the trash can and you don't hear from us again. On this side, I'll pass out some flyers for you guys to look at while I talk. But Big Brothers Big Sisters, we are a mentoring agency. That's all we do. It's a free mentoring agency throughout the community. We specialize in one-on-one, right? We do a lot of fun stuff in the community, as you can see on screen and on the papers as they come around. We've got two programs. I'm going to push and talk about lunch buddies a little bit because school sessions are almost closed for summertime, and then we'll jump into community-based. So lunch buddies, a lot of people these days are crunched for time, right? I'm a lunch buddy. I'm a co-owner in a business. I work full-time for Big Brothers Big Sisters. I'm a single dad of 3 daughters. So to give back, 30 minutes, we all eat lunch every day. It's during the school hours. It's during your lunch hours. Most employers, which I'm gathering since we're here, will allow you to leave work and go eat lunch. And you guys are in the perfect spots of all of our schools, so it's fantastic. You go and eat lunch in a private room. Like my little guy and I, we take over the library. We watch movies. He tells me about what second graders are doing, and he eats my lunch that I bring. So don't blame him, because who's had a school lunch anytime recently? They haven't changed since we were kids, and I don't think they're going to. But it's pretty fantastic. These kids they come from single parent homes. They come from parents, incarcerations, low income families, and all the above. They just need somebody to be consistent. That's the big thing. Even I try to be consistent with my little guy on the same day of every week, but schedules change, right? So I just call the school and say, hey, I'm not going to be there today. I'll see you Friday. And they let me know it's not a big deal. It's just as simple as a phone call. Now, we do have our match support specialist. A lot of agencies and mentoring programs are great, but they don't take the time to interview you, and they don't take the time to interview the kids as well. So they're just, you sign up. Well, this one's on the list. See you later. Have fun. And then 2 weeks later, the match is dead because there's no connections. Everybody's uncomfortable, and the program fails, right? So we are a little bit different. We have match support specialists in the office that are going to dig into your soul a little bit, mini therapy session, but they do it to the kids as well. That way we know, as we're asking questions, who to match with based on likes, dislikes, personalities, hobbies, all the above. And you can be as specific as you want. We've got, I recommend, if you go through with the application, to be as specific as you possibly can. If you want a certain age group, tell them. Demographics, some are very uncomfortable with kids with special needs, some are not. So those are the things that you want to put on your application when you move forward, or tell the interviewer as well. There's no contact outside of the school with the kid. It's literally just you go, check in, eat lunch, and leave. Right. So when you go into schools, of course, we're going to do background checks. We're going to thumbprint you. We're going to vet you to make sure you're safe to go into the schools. Same thing with the community-based program as well. We'll get to that in just a second. But honestly, there's really nothing to the lunch buddy program than just showing up, eat lunch, hang out, go back to work once a week, 30 minutes. It's literally that easy. And then we'll jump into the community-based program. That's where, if you want to dive in a little bit more in depth with somebody and get to know them and stay with them longer, that's our community-based program. Both are a 1-year commitment minimum. Most stay well beyond 1 year, match all the way through high school. And then a lot of our high schoolers will turn around and be bigs themselves because they have seen the benefits of the program. We have bigs that will go hunting and camping. We have bigs that will take their littles to the library and just hang out. That's 4 to 8 hours a month. And that's 1 day a month, honestly. It's that simple, and it can be anything. You can break it up in 30 minutes a day, or one big day of 8 hours and go have some fun, and we'll see you next month, right? There are ways to get involved if you're a couple, right? If you don't want to do it yourself, you can coerce your significant other to join with you. We have big couples. We see that a lot with empty nesters, people who just sent their kids to college, where one parent will want to get involved and the other one will just not. And so they drag each other along, and it's fantastic. After a few weeks of meeting, the one that did not is very happy that the one that did drag me along. So, you know, we can make excuses all we want, right? We can justify we're all the best. I'm a great salesman at whatever time I got up this morning. I didn't want to get out of bed. You know, we all have lack of time. We all have busy lives. We all have our own feelings. We all have our own problems, right? But the mental health pandemic is only getting worse and worse and worse. And we talk about change, but we don't implement it, right? 30 minutes a week is how you implement it. I can tell you stories all day today of bigs just showing up to hang out. And after a few weeks of conversations, just one thing in one sentence may change their kid's life. This morning, there was a former big listening online at the police station who said, you know, he went through the training and police academy and all that, had lunch with a buddy. Somewhere down the line, could have been a year in, but we're just talking, his little guy talked about, you know, ambulance, fire trucks, police cars. And he was like, oh, well, that was my background. And they got talking. Well, this kid turned out, he went through the training. He's now an FBI agent, right? Just the tiny little conversations that can make such a difference in somebody's lives. I tell people, share your story. You never know who's listening, right? We want to carbon copy the best of the best in the city, because if we're going to see change, we have to start now. I joined Big Brothers Big Sisters 2 years ago just because I see the good in the program. There's so many nonprofits in Springfield. I think we're upwards of 2,000 plus. It's insane. This one I see as the starting point, and that's why I joined the agency, because it is free. You can join in first grade. You can be with that one individual child literally all the way through 18, as long as life changes don't occur, right? It's a major difference it plays in somebody's life. One of the gentlemen that sits on our board was a little in the Lunch Buddy program, and then after fifth grade became a little in the community program, and now sits on our board and is a massive mouthpiece for the community. You know, I wish I could bring him every time I talk in front of people, because his story will sell everybody all the time. But as far as storytelling, Anthony Shavies, he's on your picture there with the Lunch Buddy. He's a local MSU basketball star, turned bank guru. He'll sell you houses and give you loans and all that. But this guy, he comes in with his little guy. He brings sushi. He notices this guy, he's like, shoot, sushi. So him and his little guy eat sushi, and they talk about sports all day. His very first meeting, I was there. That little guy just did not care. He was like, who's getting traded? What's on ESPN? What's Tom Brady up to? We got to talk basketball, right? And Anthony is like, this is incredible. This is my mini-me right from the very, very first day. And that is in all credit to our match support specialists. They're going to dig into you. They've already got a list of kids. If you're talking to them and interviewing, they've already got a list of kids that could potentially be matched up with you. So I know I'm rambling a lot. Any questions so far? No. Okay, fantastic. Well, there's really not much else to do, guys, except just get involved. Now, if your time and money's an issue, right, there's other ways to get involved. The easiest is to follow us on Facebook. We just got out of 75-day Facebook jail. So we like to say we drink for the kids and gamble for the kids, because we have fundraisers, a beer fest, and poker night. Well, apparently those flag on a nonprofit webpage. So if you're starting a nonprofit, don't use those words on Facebook. Took a while to get out. But follow us on Facebook, hit the share button. You know, that's the easiest way to be a mouthpiece in the community, is just like, follow, and share. Because, you know, you guys all have your own networks of people, right? Somebody that you know is going to be an incredible big. Maybe you are, right? We have events that you can volunteer at all year long. Matter of fact, Beer Fest is coming up next month. Those that want to attend can pour beer, drink beer, and take all the beer home at the end of the event. That's usually a good selling point for volunteers. We have other events. We have bowl for kids' sake, so you guys could get teams together and beat each other and carry around a 6-foot trophy for bragging rights. We do all kinds of stuff that you can sign up for and hang out with. So purple bins all across town. I'm sure you guys have seen those. Those are part of our agencies as well. Shoes and clothes, nothing else, shoes and clothes. What they do is they take that material, break it down, bundle it together, and they ship it all across the world for money. And that's just another revenue stream for our agency in case times get hard again. COVID, we're just now back up and running on COVID again. So it's been a while. But I will tell you, more and more kids are joining the program every day, and less adults are joining every day. So our wait list is going like this. Currently, just in Lunch Buddies, I've got 60 kids waiting. And I know I've got about 25 of you in here. Just saying. We can knock half of that out today. All in all, we have about 180 kids on our wait list, which is heart-wrenching. And it's even more heart-wrenching when they're brothers and sisters, right? And sisters usually get matched up more than brothers do because women volunteer more than men. And the stories of parents talking about, well, so-and-so came to get Susie, and, you know, little Brian had to watch Susie go off with their mentor. And it's kids can be on the wait list for a very long time. Some of the boys on our wait list have been on there for 2 or 3 years. And that's just because we can't find the right big to match them with that's going to be comfortable match. So that's really all I have for you guys this morning. Like I said, it's just, you know, we've got a big pandemic ahead of us with mental health. I love Burrell; they do great work, but I told them my job is to prevent them from opening up more buildings, because by the time they get to Burrell, it's just a Band-Aid on a hole, right? Then Big Brothers is the starting point. It's the footsteps to the future. It's how we start. It's free. It's mentoring. It's just being a friend. It's just showing up, and it's literally just being consistent. Right? We're not asking you to be a hero. We're not asking you to change lives. We're not asking you to do any of that stuff, but just hang out, eat some lunch, listen to music, read a book, be a friend, right? Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Can you do it outside of the 9 to 5?
That is going to be the community-based program. So that is your schedule, the parents' schedule, and the kids' schedule. You know, if you, like, my oldest daughter is in the community program, and her mentor, she works at Legacy Bank, so she didn't get off work till 5:30. So she'll come and pick her up after dance at 6, and they go hang out for 2 or 3 hours, eat dinner, hang out, and come back. That's every few weeks. So it is, on that side of things, it really just depends on what your schedule looks like versus the parents' schedule, and there's a lot more communication on that side of things.
So at that point, you deal with the parents and
the match support specialist on that side, after the first month, they check in with you once a quarter. You know, unless there's a lot of issues going on, they will stay touching base with you. But yes, there's a lot more communication with the kid and the parents and all that. Lunch buddies, you just show up, check in, lunch, and go back to work.
That's just half an hour.
Yep, that's it. Their lunches, elementary school lunches run from 10 to 12. So it depends on what grade you might be matched up with, depending on what time you eat. Last year I ate lunch at 10:30. This year I'm eating lunch at noon. So whatever. It's just every grade's a little bit different. So yeah, I like it. Anything else?
Age bracket between the community.
Lunch Buddies is 1st grade through 5th grade, and then after 5th grade to 18 for the community. Yeah, I like it. Anything from this side of the room? Back side of the room. Judges. Okay. Guys, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Whoever's got that clipboard, I'll hang out and you can give it to me later. Yep. Everybody's got a flyer? Working on it? Fantabulous.